Is it a Cold War? Because only Congress can declare war, right? So we've had this very cloudy understanding of what war really is. And look how many we've lost in this Cold War period of time. Vietnam, 58,000. Okay, Korea. And then we look at Iraq, we look at Afghanistan, war against terror. Well, they said we can't have a war against terror. That's not really a war, because you have to have a war against a city-state or a government. Okay? So they say we can't declare war because there's no government out there. So that's how everything got so confused about this war on terror, because the war on terror was against who? Radical Islamists, Al-Qaeda, and then eventually ISIS and so on. So we've totally confused the American people. Lack of leadership in Congress, in the Pentagon, about what war is and when we go to war. Now, I took an oath at West Point, duty, honor, country. That was our code, but I would protect and secure America from foreign and domestic enemies. So now, is China an enemy? Or the Taliban an enemy? They certainly are. We're putting our troops on the ground and firing bullets at somebody to defend something. Is that not a war-type act? But yet we never defined it like that for peacetime. That's why we're in such trouble. The amateurs that we've had in our government over the last several decades, we ought to be ashamed. America needs to be ashamed for putting these people in office. I mean, it's absolutely sinful as far as I'm concerned. Because what we're up against really is evil in this country. Unless we have some kind of a spiritual renaissance in this country to get us back on track, we're never going to make it. And that's what we have to have, is a spiritual commitment. We know God's looking over us. And in the Constitution, in God we trust, don't we? In God we trust. I've just committed to writing a new book. I signed the contract yesterday. You're the first ones I've told about it, but I think you'll enjoy where I'm going on this. And basically, it's my first book was Endgame, written in 2004. This book will be a working title, America's Endgame for the 21st Century. What are we going to do as Americans to get back on track, restore the Republic, restore the Constitution, restore our education, all those things that our country's involved in? And so I signed that contract yesterday, and I'm looking forward to the book. So I think it'll be fun, because we will provide a roadmap for America to reconstitute itself. We go back to abiding by the Constitution. So let me go back to $80 billion worth of equipment at Bagram. I announced about 3 weeks ago, that the Chinese would take over Bagram. And you've probably seen that announced in the news. Bagram will be the new base of operations for the Silk Belt Road Initiative of the Chinese. They've already built 2 ports in Pakistan on the Indian Ocean. They built another major airfield in Pakistan. Excuse me, the first time from Western China south, they'll have ports on the Indian Ocean. The Chinese fleets are moving in there, we'll move in there. As part of filling the void left in Afghanistan by us. They are funding the Taliban. Mining operations are beginning now already for the valuable mineral resources there. They're already reverse engineering all of our equipment that we left at Bagram. You've probably seen on a lot of the news the Taliban already riding around in the vehicles that we left there. How could we do this? how could we have leaders that would even think about something like this? I don't get it. How stupid. And to have 4-star generals buying into this. Someone's got to pay for it, ladies and gentlemen. Particularly pay for the last 13 people we lost over there. Wonderful young Americans that we lost there in Kabul. So the question is, we've got to stand tall. We really do. We've got to voice our opinion in every quarter, every place that we can about getting this country back on track again. Let me go through the threats that we have now. Chinese Communist Party. Their advancement over the last 5 years is absolutely incredible, what they've done in their ships and in their aircraft. They've also launched their new space program. Basically, they're already testing that. That's the ability for a satellite to be signaled from the ground to launch a nuclear missile from a satellite anywhere around the world. Around the world. We're working on that technology as well. And the Russians as well. The Chinese are moving everywhere they can. The word I get, they will not attack Taiwan until after the Olympics, because they don't want to get a bad name. Sorry, my voice is trying to give out already, so just bear with me. So you got the Chinese Communist Party. You have the Iranians ramping up again. Thank goodness we have Israel watching them day and night, 24 hours a day.